At one point, I was like most law of attraction people who get introduced into the law of attraction. I won't protect it. I won't protect it. It is there for you to know, but then do something about it. So when I was introduced into this world of the spiritual tools, and because um, I find circumstances in the world is very strange because of the connection that um, the intuition and the inner voice and whatever is calling out to me. I see weird things happen in my life. So um, that got me trying to understand it. And so I remember I was trying to show the people that, you know, care for my family. They work in this community, so I showed them the secret, and they think was weird, so that's fine. Um, but a lot of people know the secret. A lot that I get to find out. A lot of people know the secret. Um, and then what else? I remember back when I was listening to all these spiritual videos, law of attraction videos, spiritual awakening, astral projections, everything. I was watching everything, like the psychic things. I tried to a lot of lower synchronicity videos, whatever. And so I remember I was in my room and I closed the light, dark, and I was sitting on my bed and try to focus the energy, try to see the energy around my fingers. So that was the aura. I remember those were the days where I listened to a lot of audio um, of the Magic of Thinking Big by I forgot his name now. Jesus Christ, uh, Claw Bristol or something. I can't remember his name, but I remember those days, right? I listened. I remember I was sleeping on the couch, listening to Earl Nightingale over and over again. I remember listening to Ernest Holmes while walking to the bus to college over and over again. I remember, I think I listened to Earl Nightingale while going, I can't remember, but I remember those days where I remember I go into the secondhand store book just to buy spiritual books. I remember those days where I keep buying those spiritual books, just try to buy the books and read them, try to understand. I remember I want to buy a synchronicity book, and a lot of things that happened in my life. Like I remember there was an incident where I don't know if people remember, but I would walked. I would after I done the buy the second hand book, I would buy. I was about to go home on the bus, wait for the bus and go home, but I felt like I need to buy one more book, so I had like a couple change and go to the second hand bookstore, and I'd walk in the entrance. I would see the book, and it's right there, and it was the whatever that thing is by Catherine Ponder. So I would walk out, uh, and I would go home. I think that was the inner voice thing, but and it helped me. A lot of these things helped me, uh, but it wasn't getting me where I wanted to go. And at that time, I didn't know what was my purpose or what was my passion. They say you should follow your purpose or passion or something, but I didn't know what it was that. And then you would try to, and so I remember I was really pissed at this book because it was bashing on the law of attraction, and I know how people feel when people bash on something that it got them to know about these universal laws, and I was once that person, right? I left a negative review not because I hate the person. I left it because I disagree with what he say, and he's the I rem I remember now I bought the book because I agree with some most of the things he say, but he say something the law of attraction I didn't agree with. So and then I would give away the book to the secondhand store so they can make money off of it. but then I rebuy it because I like it, because I'm not the person who I used to be or who I was. But I would understand that people want to protect the status quo, right? People want to protect the status quo within the spiritual community, the law of attraction, the psychic intuitive, because they're used to it. Hey, it's up to you if you believe in them. But as you grow on the journey, because usually, especially spiritual entrepreneurs who are going on this journey, they will have to grow past people who aren't entrepreneurs. Because when people dilute this message, because people do dilute this shit, they don't want to tell them a lot of things. They don't tell them the truth. They just fucking put the shine on and tell you all this fluff, right? They used to say this and that, right? Because they're entrepreneurs and other people aren't entrepreneurs. They're the average person looking up to you, so you're just gonna give them just enough, so they won't know. And so you're only telling them the good things, but you don't tell them the bad thing. That what happened is that's end up most people on YouTube talk about, and I think it's a bunch of bullshit, right? And because I don't see it that way, I see it a different way. Because I know for a fact that I don't give a damn if you're a spiritual. I don't give a damn if you know a law of attraction. I don't give a damn if you know about all these visual shit, Google, what was it, goal setting shit. I don't give a damn. But I do give a damn that we're human and we have emotion and we have feelings. And then at some point or another, you have been hurt. You went through pain. You went through suffering. And so I understood that. And that's why I use this to my advantage. That is, I, you're thinking, I understand pain. I understand suffering. So that's why I can relate to some people some way, because and through their life they have been through so much pain and they don't want to deal with it anymore. That's why I can connect with some people or a lot of people, because I was like them, or I am them, because I suffer a lot. And for me, I gotta be responsible what I do put out in YouTube video land, because that's, if I don't tell them, right, and they won't know, it's like, how can you, because I see a lot of older folks when they get introduced into the law of attraction and spiritual stuff, and it's all malarkey, like Joe Rogan said, it's so malarkey that you can't cut through the noise, that it's like fucking passing through like a fucking um, foggy, and you can't see it, and it's foggy. So a lot of principle, they're not grounded. They're not. You can't see through them. So you share the good time. You don't share the bad time, and you can't relate to people who have been through pain or are going through pain. And I understood that. That's why I always use the principle of why I tell you that I've been through a lot. So pain, what pushed me through is not the good times. The bad time, when I'm against the wall, when I'm back against the wall that I can't do it, that's where I, I do it. Because if the good time, I just sit there. I don't, like, sure, right? So, pain, quote, sometime you must hurt in order to know, fall in order to grow, uh, lose in order to gain, because life's greatest lessons are learned through pain. Now, I used to did this video a while back, but I want to do it again. Um, Pain, right? Most um, people protect um, bashing on the law of attraction because they never went through pain. They never understand the people suffering. I'm doing for me, but I'm doing all for other people because they're going through pain. Because if I don't cut the noise out, then how can I help other people to lift them up from that place? Because from, like, they may do all the things, like they all do the things, but they are not facing their deepest fear. And what is their deepest fear, right? They have to face that, or whatever their insecurity is. It's not all sunshine and roses. You have, like, why aren't you doing your purpose? Why aren't you um, doing the things that uh, go after your dream? Why? And why is it that most people aren't doing that? Or why is it that law of attraction people aren't going after that? Because there is some fear. So I was listening to, oh yeah, Uh, if you're going all through the hardship or pain, might as well get something out of it. When you're going through the hard work and whatever, should get something what you want out of it, or what you want. I like that one. I was listening to Roberto Blake video. I like that one. No, I was just recently just listened to every Carmichael video. So he said your pain come from your purpose comes from your pain. Whatever you're suffering from the most, you want to help other people overcome. I suffer a lot of the things that's why I wanted to teach on my YouTube channel, because I don't want to just teach the fluff of the noise that it's not cutting through the um, mind of the adults, right? And that's why oftentimes I want to do things, because I suffer from that. Like, I hate how when uh, the old traditional way of kung fu or martial arts, they would let the art die. So I don't want to go through that, because I understand that. I went through like a hardship with that, like hard time with why couldn't I teach or share this knowledge with other people? I went through hard time and pain and suffering when with law of attraction. People say, how can you, if it's all good? No, it's not all good. Sometimes you have bad days. Sometimes you have hard time, and there are things that you fail at, and most people don't tell you. Just because you know the spiritual principle, or you try to transcend, it's all good and all, but it doesn't help you to evolve more who you are. Because if you always talk about the spiritual stuff, but if you don't talk about the reality of it, you're going to fail. Like, most people who are not spiritual entrepreneurs or spiritual law of attraction or law of attraction entrepreneur, they don't understand that they have to deal with the consequences what they put out the video. And I know that because I see that, right? They Every step the way you take to the staircase, you're bringing people up to you. But if you just tell them just the good things, the law of attraction, the vibration, and you don't tell them the things that they need to know, you what you're doing is you're doing a disservice to other people. You're doing a disservice to your audience, your customer, the people who look up to you. You're doing a disservice because they're going to lose. And you don't want them to lose, right? So you have to give them the things that are important in life. Like, that's why it's the same thing. If you're a teacher or a spiritual teacher or entrepreneur, it's like the same thing as being a teacher in school, right? They're not cutting through the noise. They're just giving you the basic. That doesn't help you to. You rarely use some of the things you do use, but some of the things that you don't use. You rarely use any knowledge in whatever you learn. It's only the things that get you far in life you use and you remember. And so I suffer because I see that knowing about astral projection doesn't help me to get where I want to go. Oftentimes, I have to do like watch video that will help me, and usually those video are from like entrepreneurs who are actually building their business, or they are the CEO of their business, just like Gary Vee or these hardcore entrepreneurs, right? And then they're not, and they know the way. But what happened is when you're looking into the law of attraction, they're not telling you the things that you need to know, or not just the vibration, but the practical things in life that you should know. It's not about personal development. It's also about the things that you should know, that so you don't waste time. I think that too many people waste time on the spiritual stuff, the transcendent. They try to fucking transcend. I don't need to know the astral projection. I don't need to know that shit. Now you might think that, oh, because I'm a guy. No, I'm not, because I'm a guy and I'm fucking pushing this message. And oh, it's not because I'm my masculine, masculine. No, I'm looking at both sides, right? Feminine side and masculine side, the yin and the yang, right? I'm not saying that because look, there are problems within these communities. They're not thinking straight because they have too much fluff. I don't care. For me, people think. Listen, people think. All right, let's talk about psychic attack for a second because I want to talk about this. People think that. Um, I want to talk about psychic because I've seen it too. Like, you in the world, right? There, I don't know. I don't care. If you believe that there are, there are. But for me, I don't believe in psychic attack because I won't allow it. There's no. There's like people talk about there's energy protection. There's like that. But I don't believe in psychic killer. It's like, well, you don't know about psychic attack. You never experienced. I don't give a damn if, let's say, somebody fucking put psychic attack on me. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. But then you'd be like, well, you don't know what I went through. Yeah. Like, I don't. Vietnamese people believe in what do they call it? Voodoo, right? Or voodoo is like put you some like or like psychic attack or something. I don't know, but they believe that someone will use their energy or psychic to cause harm or to give us bad luck. I don't give it that bullshit anymore. I don't know if I used to believe that, but I don't believe it, right? Because there's a bunch of bullshit. You control your mind. You control your mind, but you allow that thinking to cause you astray from the thing that you want. And I'm telling you the truth. I've seen it, but I don't care. Like if my uh other family or cousin or not cousin, they're good people, or my uncle or somebody use psychic hit, it won't affect my success or my failures. It's on me. The things that I do, my failures, it's on me. The things that I do or not do, it's on me. That's what caused the problem in the first place. But you have to understand what caused the problem in the first place. What did happen? It wasn't like that. Anyway, when someone has clarity on their mission, it's very clear at one point that their big insecurity, their biggest pain, and who you are, who you used to be. Like I used to be the person who harp on or promote law of attraction without any understanding or the consequences that it has on my success or failure. Um, because you have to know a variety of things to succeed, or their core principle that they're always. Because it's not just about that. There's a lot of people who used to be. You have to and you will serve them for life. You're never done growing. You're always climbing this staircase. Staircase. Even when you reach the top, you will climb up another. Some of the people that challenge us, and the guy was interviewing Evan Carmichael. I like this one. Some of the people that challenge us the most, who do care the most. If they didn't care, they wouldn't tell us to what was it, stop us or challenge us? I can't remember. And then also Pain said, "Do you understand a little pain? I mean pain a little now. If you don't share someone pain, you can never understand them." So I know what it's like, but I don't believe because if you have this worry about psychic attacks, then you won't live your true potential. You're always fearing. See, you might be great at one thing, or you never fear other things, but you have this fear of psychic attack. You never understand. You were like, no, I never. Yeah, I do. Because Vietnamese people are like superstitious and they believe that they're somebody's causing their bad luck or I don't or like you know I don't believe in bad luck. You control your own destiny. You control whatever energy coming in. I don't care. That's the problem with this. It's cost too much. It's it's the way I think, and I think that there's no one. If you think that, sure, but it doesn't matter. It's like I remember Bill Gates, not Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. He talked about you shouldn't give free education to, or free education to a student. You should get them paid because free doesn't mean that it's valuable to them, but it's also expensive. Because my brother make a good point that it's expensive, right? That it costs you something. It make you these free education keep you poor because it doesn't teach you about money or it doesn't teach you about um, the great things that entrepreneur knows about where what poor people, middle class people, they what they call it the blue collar people or the regular people, the average people don't know about. Like even if But the thing is, law of attraction and spirituality, or whatever you project out of the energy, is still kind of like voodoo. It's still projecting energy out. Anyway, that's my thoughts today. I hope that you understand why I do what I do. I hope you understand that it's not I'm protecting the law of attraction. I'm not. I never will protect. That's not me, because it won't help me grow. The things that cause me grow is where I felt uncomfortable, where I don't want to do it, where it's scary, right? But it has the potential to change my life. It has potential to get out the things that I'm afraid to say, to challenge. That's pretty much my thought today.